accepting the friendly, Commissioner O'Neill?
No,
Or no?
I'm fine with the way it is right now.
Okay, and could you repeat the way it is right now?
Right now.
Maybe the clerk can help us out. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Chair Crowe, Commissioners, at this point, what I've got is a motion by Commissioner O'Neill, supported by Commissioner Sweeney, that appoints Commissioner O'Neill as delegate and Commissioner Nelson as alternate to the Heading Home St. Louis County implementation team.
Okay? All in favor, signal. Commissioner Fink?
Since he didn't accept that as a friendly, I do have an opportunity then to offer it as an amendment, right? Yes.
Okay.
So I would make an amendment that I hope we vote on for Commissioner O'Neill and Commissioner Nelson to be the appointees of this county board.
Okay, and that's Commissioner Sweeney.
I'll support. I'll support.
Well, you just made a friendly amendment. Commissioner O'Neill, did you? He doesn't accept it. So we have a motion on the floor. It's supported by Commissioner Nelson. Commissioner Sweeney.
How can we send two people to a committee that we have, by their bylaws, by the way they've set up their committee, we have one appointee? Now we've got a problem. Who gets to speak? Who gets to vote? Who gets to be seated? Let's do why are we trying to change the rules here? Let's send our delegate. Let's have an alternate. And good grief, most of the committees that I serve on, I try to get to as many of the meetings as I can, even if I'm the alternate. Because otherwise, how do you know what's going on? And so you have two people there. You still have your watchdog. You can still speak to all those issues. This thing it is becoming a north-south issue. There is homelessness on the range. We've seen it. I have heard about it. It's out in our woods. It's out in our hunting shacks. It's people taking over, sleeping in tents. It's just not as visible as it is in Duluth. If there's somebody sitting on this board who doesn't realize that, then they need to go take a little trip up there and take a look at what's going on. I have friends whose cabin was used all winter long by somebody, and it wasn't destroyed. It was just that there was somebody in it all winter utilizing it, and it looked like several people to them. So we know this exists. But why do we want to start out by kind of breaking the rules and trying to badger our way into something? I think that's just a totally wrong foot to get off on. Let's go by the rules. Let's go in there and do what we've been asked to do. Appoint someone to come there as our appointee. Appoint an alternate who also can come there, who also can be heard. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Sweeney. The friendly wasn't accepted, but we have a motion for the amendment, and it was supported by Commissioner Nelson. And that would be to have two delegates. Commissioner Forsman.
This time, just, and since this is the developments are relatively new to me, I thought I heard that Commissioner Nelson had talked to Commissioner O'Neill about the thought of having of being an alternate with a request to the city of Duluth that ultimately can become two delegates to this. And I think that's what Commissioner O'Neill has accepted. And while I have a respect for Commissioner Nelson and Commissioner Fink in this amendment, I feel that I really believe that Commissioner O'Neill has accepted a compromise that is a correct compromise, and it does give us some latitude. Commissioner Sweeney is absolutely right. I mean, currently the position doesn't exist, And what we as a board are doing is asking that it is, and I will be voting against the amendment with the idea that the motion does make some sense. And I heard, at least my ears heard just a few minutes ago that this was something that had been talked about with Commissioner Nelson and Commissioner O'Neill as a proper compromise, and I'll just say that.
Thank you, Commissioner Forsman. Then, ready to vote on the amendment? Commissioner Nelson?
Hearing that, I would withdraw my support for the motion. I feel like the body's understood that we are the fiscal agent, and gosh, we do have a right to have input in this, so, but I have faith that we will make this happen as soon as possible, and I intend to be there throughout the process. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Nelson. Then we're back to the original motion. Commissioner Fink.
Seems as though the parliamentary procedures have gotten lost in this whole process. It would seem like that you would ask me whether I wanted a second.
Another second.
Someone wish to second Commissioner Fink's amendment?
Or ask me whether I wanted to have a second, and I don't want a second at this particular moment. Listening to you all debate, the most important thing that comes out of this is that you come to some kind of an agreement based on discussions that are taking place. Are you hearing? That's what this compromise portion is all about, the discussion portion of it. And my point on this is that I don't want to see this in October looking for another full-time appointment while we spend another 3 weeks trying to figure out who that should be, if in fact you'll actually get someone here. I mean, the beginning of the year is only a couple of months away. So whatever you decide to do, that's fine. I'm withdrawing my resolution, or my...
Okay. Paul, would you please read the motion then, and we'll vote on it?
Again, the motion that's left on the floor after the amendment has been withdrawn was made by Commissioner O'Neill, supported by Commissioner Sweeney, to have Commissioner O'Neill be the representative and Commissioner Nelson as an alternate to the Heading Home St. Louis County implementation team.
Thank you. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Commissioner O'Neill. Do we have anything else come before the board?
Move we adjourn.
Move to adjourn by Commissioner Sweeney. Is there support? Support by Commissioner O'Neill. Discussion. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries and we stand adjourned.